Key point 1. Waiting for a job you are passionate about is a waste of time. Regardless of what people say about building a career, the right path to doing the work you love is to become a craftsperson of the job you already have, collect rare skills, and take control of your time. Many successful people, however, have shown that even mastery in one's field isn't enough to ensure contentment. The idea is clear. Don't follow your passion. Though it might sound quite surprising, it is true. For many people, the search for passion can actually make things worse. It leads to chronic job shifts and discomfort when a person doesn't achieve their dream. Newport. Successful careers are not built on the idea that passion is the key to success. Many outstanding employees are not those who follow their passion, but the ones who work hard and long enough to become the best in their fields. Hard work trumps passion always. Newport emphasizes that career growth requires you to work in whatever field you have chosen, such that you become the best. This approach may involve a lot of studying and late nights, but the results usually make up for it. In all your career moves, you must ensure that you don't spend your time looking for a job that excites you daily. This quest will only frustrate you, as you might never find that kind of job and keep wasting time and resources. Continue with this summary to find out how to create a job you love and discover 4 rules that will help you become so good that nobody can ignore you. Key point 2. Do not obscure the value you place on your skills. According to the passion hypothesis, finding a career that aligns with your interests is the best way to become fulfilled at work. This hypothesis has continued across generations, but the issue becomes more complicated when you examine how passionate people got started in their careers. Steve Jobs delivered his graduation address at Stanford University in June 2005. A crucial part of his speech encouraged future alums to find what they love to do, as this was the only way to do great work. However, according to Steve Jobs, the journey is the reward. An exhaustively researched biography written by Jeffrey S. Young, Jobs had no passion for commerce or technology when he was a student at Reed College in Oregon. Instead, he studied Western history and art while delving into Eastern spiritual practices. In the early 1970s, Jobs quit school and returned to California, where he began working with Atari. In 1974, he teamed up with his longtime friend, Steve Wozniak, on a project with an entrepreneur named Alex Kamrat. He had started a computer time-sharing company called Call-In Computer and needed them to design a device clients could use to access his central computer. Later that year, Jobs saw widespread enthusiasm for DIY computer kits. He proposed creating computer chips to sell to locals, and Wozniak was all for it. It was supposed to be a low-risk venture, but soon had many people buying into it. Choosing what you want and going for it is a sure way to become successful. Of course, this is hardly the behavior of someone with a genuine interest in innovation and business. Apple was not founded on a burning desire to create something new. Instead, it was the happy outcome of a well-executed plan that went wildly off the rails. Eventually, Jobs grew passionate about his work. This example implies that it is good to enjoy what you do, but does not explain how to find work you will eventually love. Key point 3. Concentrate on your competence, autonomy, and relationships. Research shows that while some people love their jobs, others do not. Furthermore, several studies have shown that a lack of enthusiasm is not a factor in work happiness. In 2002, Canadian psychologist Robert J. Valorant discovered that 84% of respondents had a passion. But these passions were dance, hockey, skiing, reading, and swimming. Only 4% of the interests listed were related to the workplace or academics. Amy Wisniewski, a professor of organizational and industrial behavior at Yale University, researched how people think about their work. After a survey of employees from various occupations, she realized that work experience was the strongest predictor of a person's job satisfaction. Stay calm if you're dispassionate about your job. Concentrate on practical points to prosper in your field. Daniel Pink, the author of Drive, has spent years studying the psychology of motivation. He does not believe that having a strong passion for one's job is required for career advancement or contentment. He insists that the self-determination theory shows that motivation in the workplace requires you to satisfy 3 needs: Autonomy, the feeling that you are in control of your actions. Competence, self-assurance in one's abilities. Relatedness, the sense of connection to other people. This theory does not include passion and insists that working the right way is more important than endlessly searching for the perfect job that aligns with your preferences. Thus, focusing on these three aspects might help you discover contentment in your work, even if it's not in your circle of interest. According to a poll conducted in 2010 by the Conference Board survey, just 45% of American employees declared themselves very satisfied with their occupations. The first year of the study found a response rate of 67%, but that percentage has gradually dropped since then. Although some people have recorded success from following their passion, this is more typical of professions in performing arts, professional sports, and similar niche areas. Did you know? 64% of today's youth report being dissatisfied with their occupations. This is the most significant rate of job unhappiness recorded across all age groups in the survey's 20-year history. Key point 4. Focus on the value you provide to execute projects better. Irrespective of the work you do, there are a lot of other people who are doing the same thing and are hoping to succeed too. A craftsperson's mindset will set you out from the crowd. It is an output-centric approach to work and crucial to building the work you love. There are many opportunities, but you must pay attention to catch them. The approach above contradicts the passion mindset many adopt, in which they expect the world to provide for their every need. Focusing on what you stand to gain from the world makes you aware of what you don't like about it, which leads to chronic unhappiness. It keeps you unhappy and confused because you keep questioning your value. First, to improve your work performance, you must understand that these three traits define great work: creativity, control, and impact. However, workers seldom get to use these skills in the workplace. These traits are valuable, but if you want them, you need to offer something of more value in return. The traits that define good work are bought by career capital. They don't come from matching your work with your innate passion. Cal Newport. Let's take Apple as an example. By the time Steve Jobs entered Paul Terrell's bike shop, the Apple I's circuit board had already been launched. The money Jobs got from selling 100 units of the original design gave him more control over his career. This motivated him to develop the Apple II and Apple III, which catapulted him from the position of a struggling entrepreneur to that of the CEO of a groundbreaking corporation. The craftsperson's mindset came to play in Jobs' career growth. He offered something of value, also known as career capital. To do great work, you need to have something valuable to offer in the first place. When you are good at your job, you will have more opportunities to get even better things. And this is what the craftsperson's mindset focuses on achieving. Key point 5. From ordinary to extraordinary, the craftsperson's guide to success. Evidence from the past suggests that 10 years is the bare minimum needed to reach the expert level in any profession. It is also called the 10,000-hour rule. Take music composer Wolfgang Mozart, for instance. By the time he became famous, he had practiced twice as much as similarly aged musicians. Neil Charnas also conducted some interesting studies. His research found that grandmaster chess players spend 5 times as much time studying seriously as their intermediate-level counterparts. When you study hard, you choose resources that will push you just enough to make you grow. These 5 habits will help you become a better craftsperson. Decide what capital market you are in. 2 types of career capital markets exist: the winner-takes-all and the auction. In a winner-takes-all labor market, everyone fights for the same limited human and financial resources pool. To be successful in a vocation like scriptwriting, you only need the skill to produce excellent screenplays. The absence of regulation in the auction market means its players may have diverse experiences and education levels. An example is an environmental or technological-based company. You should decide where your career capital falls and focus on growing that area. Identify your capital type. The next step is identifying the kind of capital you want to pursue. An auction market has flexibility in this regard. Seek opportunities that build capital already open for you. For instance, you could work on a project with a professional you went to school with. Define well. Seek clear goals and determine the most important things to you. Stretch and destroy boundaries. Through deliberate practice, push past what is comfortable, even if it destroys what you thought was good. Be patient. Acquiring capital can take time and effort. Be patient enough to reject shiny new results and focus on your goals. Regardless of how you currently feel about your job, adopting the mindset of a craftsperson is vital for a successful career. These rules are essential to destroying the passion mindset. Key point 6. Never accept a promotion that keeps you from your aim. Research has shown that being in control is a crucial ingredient to a happy, meaningful life. It is also true of work, where there are a few control-related traps to avoid. Consider Jane, for instance, a highly accomplished student who wanted to gain total control over where and how she worked. To achieve this, she started a travel blog to finance her world travels. But Jane's blog failed because she had no career capital in blogging. She had not even considered how to attract readers or monetize the blog. Secondly, consider Ryan, who wanted to gain control over his work by starting a farm. Although he had no formal background in agriculture, he had already acquired the necessary career capital by growing and selling crops in his backyard. This career capital made his Red Fire farm an enduring success. Gaining power without investing in one's professional future is unsustainable. Most people embrace control without capital and end up miserable and frustrated. Inevitably, you'll encounter pushback whenever you try to exert dominion over a new facet of your life. Even if you eventually reach the point in your work where you can decide your destiny, getting there might be fraught with difficulties. Having a greater say in your day-to-day operations at work might be rewarding. Still, it offers nothing in the way of tangible benefits to your company. Anticipate pushback from your boss if you try to exert additional authority as they try to persuade you to give them your career capital. Instead of gaining power, this increases your financial and social status. For example, if you've mastered your job, your boss may give you autonomy in managing your work. This new benefit can make it harder for you to leave your position and start something of your own. If you try to make a change, like cutting back your hours, you will probably encounter resistance because your boss will see it as a threat. It might lose a valuable employee. Your choices determine if you win or lose in your quest for growth. In this instance, you need courage. The key is learning to make brave choices when the timing is right. You'll have a far better working life if you can time it perfectly. Key point 7. Combine your skills to create a mission. Paris Sabeti, an evolutionary biology professor, has mastered a crucial tactic in pursuing fulfilling employment. She found success because she focused her life on a meaningful goal. She showed this through her dedication to her job and the volume of her studies conducted in Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. When you have a mission, your career becomes even more concrete. As a result, it no longer refers to a particular position, but rather encompasses a broader range of roles. Missions let you concentrate on positively changing the world rather than spreading your efforts thinly. Missions are an admirable quality to cultivate in one's professional life. Still, they are also elusive and need coaxing into fruition. It's essential to recognize that missions require time and perseverance to develop fully. Many individuals don't have a clear career plan since visioning a mission is challenging. However, those who are patient enough to figure out the best way ahead and act with conviction have more opportunities when confronted with challenges. As a result, if you want to find a purpose in your professional life, you need to go to the front lines of your field. It's the only location where such purposes become readily apparent. If you do not spend time learning the basics, you might end up with a lot of enthusiasm and no results. It's true that many individuals have high career assets and can see several purposes for their job. Still, only a select few make their careers centered on these purposes. This strategy is about more than just moving ahead in your field. To accomplish your goal, you must develop a plan. Stay away from this process of turning your concept into reality if you haven't already created a tried and true method. By continuously learning and adapting, you can refine your mission and approach as you progress in your career. Small hands-on trials that provide thorough feedback may significantly improve your chances of success. Using these wagers, you may cautiously investigate many paths related to your quest in search of the most potential for yielding exceptional outcomes. Key point 8. Sharing your mission is critical for success. Giles Bouquet, a computer programmer, moved from one opportunity to another. He made it his mission to bring art and computer science closer together. He approached the issue like a marketer, combing through marketing books to determine the factors that contributed to the success of some ideas while others were less successful. Bokit discovered that for a mission-driven effort to be effective, it must distinguish itself in two distinct ways. To get people talking about it in the first place, it has to stand out from the rest of the crowd. It must be different enough to have people talking about it. Second, to distinguish your project from others, you must promote it in a setting conducive to favorable perceptions. For example, if you are a programmer, it will make more sense for you to promote your ideas within the environment of a software community. Bokit's approach fostered an innovative spirit and a deeper appreciation for his interdisciplinary work. His quest to bridge art and technology became a beacon, illuminating new ways for others to intertwine their diverse interests. Take Kirk French, for example. His ultimate goal was to increase interest in archaeological research. He visited individuals in their homes and utilized archaeological methods to assist them in understanding the value of heirlooms. This strategy helped him stand out from the crowd, increasing the number of speech requests he receives. Consequently, the chance to speak to others who have the same interest as he does at the same time was a significant factor in his development as an expert in his area. A mission keeps your business afloat and helps you stay focused amidst distractions. You should constantly use this to your advantage, since society is conditioned to observe the most recent event and discuss it at any time. This card is always in your favor. Keeping people focused on the job you do helps to guarantee that they will not forget about the services that you provide. Using this kind of marketing will guarantee that you are the first person they contact when they want the assistance of an expert in your industry. Conclusion: putting forth the effort to do a good job is more important than searching for the ideal position. You can attain work-related fulfillment under less than ideal circumstances by adopting a more positive attitude about your current role. Building the job you love requires career capital from mastering scarce and valued abilities, which you can then invest in the qualities that make for interesting professions. One such quality is your purpose. Like any other valuable skill in the workplace, having a goal demands you to become an expert in your chosen industry. This is necessary because the best ideas are usually found in the region beyond the cutting edge you can only access through your expertise. Attempting to create a mission while being inexperienced in the area is a certain recipe for disaster. Suppose you have already settled on a broad purpose. In that case, you can start taking baby steps that yield tangible feedback and keep at it to boost your chances of discovering methods to turn your mission from a concept into a compelling job. Instead of spending too much time worrying about finding your life's purpose, focus on developing marketable abilities and putting them to good use. You may use this money to start deciding your fate. Try this. Create a list of skills you need to improve on. Make a schedule that allows you to master them and start working. Also, tell more people in your field about your services.